Today, we're diving into the Chengdu J-20. And look, this isn't just another fighter jet. This thing is a statement. It's a fifth-generation stealth aircraft that has completely changed the conversation around global air power. So, let's get into why.
So this is the mighty Dragon. And with it, China basically announced its entry into a very exclusive club. I mean, when this plane entered service back in 2017, it signaled a huge leap forward, technologically and militarily, putting it right up there with the most advanced air forces on the planet. And that really brings us to the core question we're tackling here. How can one single piece of hardware, one aircraft, actually reshape the strategic balance across a huge area like the Pacific? Well, the answer is all about what it was designed to do.
To really get the J-20's impact, first we've got to pop the hood. We need to deconstruct this mighty Dragon and see exactly what makes it tick.
The very first thing that probably jumps out at you is its size. The J-20 is a big aircraft. We're talking over 20 meters long. But that size isn't for looks. That huge frame is absolutely critical for its main job, because it lets it carry a ton of fuel internally, plus a really heavy weapons load.
And all these features you see here, they all work together to make this thing so formidable. You've got that big airframe for incredible range. The body is shaped for frontal stealth, which makes it incredibly hard to spot coming at you. It's got a cutting-edge AESA radar to see enemies from way out. And of course, those internal weapons bays are key to keeping it stealthy. Even the engine intakes, those diverterless supersonic inlets, are a piece of stealth engineering.
And every one of those design choices, it's all aimed at one goal: shrinking its radar cross-section, or RCS. You can think of RCS as the plane's shadow on a radar screen. The smaller and fainter you can make that shadow, the harder it is for anyone to see you coming. That's the whole game. Now, this design philosophy makes it a totally different beast from its American counterpart, the F-22 Raptor. While the F-22 is the king of air superiority, built for agile, close-range dogfighting, the J-20 is optimized for a completely different mission: long-range interception over the massive open waters of the Pacific.
And this, right here, this is the absolute heart of its design. The J-20 was not built to be a nimble dogfighter getting into turning fights. Nope. Its entire purpose is to get in, strike from a huge distance, and get out, a lot of times before the target even knows what hit them.
And this wasn't an accident. It's a very deliberate choice. Academic analysis confirms it. The design deliberately trades that close-in agility for the ability to fight from way beyond visual range. So let's explore that a little more, because it really defines its combat role. If a classic fighter is like a brawler in a fist fight, the J-20 is a sniper, taking its shot from a mile away.
And what's in that sniper's crosshairs? These guys, high-value airborne assets, or HVAS. We're talking about the big, kinda slow, non-stealthy support planes, your tankers, your AWACS, the aircraft that act as the flying eyes, ears, and gas stations for an entire air force. Taking them out is a huge deal.
The J-20 is practically purpose-built to hunt these HVAAs. It uses incredibly long-range missiles, like the PL-15, to knock them out from a safe distance. The whole idea is to blind and cripple an enemy's air operations right at the beginning of a fight, and with its massive fuel tanks, it can stay on patrol for a long time.
So, a typical mission probably looks something like this. Step 1, it uses that powerful radar to find those high-value targets from hundreds of kilometers out. Step 2, it uses its stealth to sneak into missile range without setting off any alarms. And finally, Step 3, it launches its weapons and peels away, leaving the enemy's network in chaos.
Okay, so let's zoom out for a second. The J-20 wasn't built in a vacuum. It's actually a critical piece of a much larger strategic puzzle, something called A2/AD.
A2/AD stands for Anti-Access/Area Denial. Now, in simple terms, it's a strategy all about making it incredibly difficult and incredibly costly for an enemy to get anywhere near your home turf. It's about creating a massive defensive bubble.
And this bubble is built in layers. You've got long-range missiles on the ground, then closer-in air defenses, then your Navy and regular Air Force. But the J-20, well, the J-20 is different. It acts as the very tip of the spear, pushing that keep-out zone hundreds, maybe even thousands of miles further out into the ocean.
So even though the overall strategy sounds defensive, denying access, the J-20 is a highly offensive tool within that strategy. It is the sharp, stealthy point of the spear designed to actively go out and challenge anyone trying to operate in the region.
So, what's the upshot of all this? What are the real-world, big-picture consequences of this one aircraft now being on the scene? Well, first, remember this didn't happen overnight. The program kicked off in the late 90s and finally went operational in 2017. And it's still evolving. They're working on more powerful engines and new versions, which means its capabilities are only going to get better.
So, what does it all add up to? Well, academically, the takeaways are huge. It signals a major shift from just defending your own territory to projecting power across the region. It makes it way more complicated for any potential adversary to plan an intervention, and its advanced tech helps close that qualitative gap with other major powers. It's a perfect tool for this new era of high-tech warfare.
When it comes right down to it, the J-20 is way more than just a cool-looking jet. It's a purpose-built instrument of strategic change. Its entire reason for being is to rewrite the rules of air power in one of the most important regions on Earth.
And that really leaves us with one final big question to chew on. The J-20 is here, and this kind of technology is only going to spread. So what does that mean for the whole idea of air superiority? I mean, when everybody can see from hundreds of miles away and strike from the shadows, what does controlling the skies even look like anymore?